And welcome back to the Joe's Gaming Adventures channel, and today we're going to take a look at Sid Meier's Civilization 5. Now, I will say, it has been a very long time since I actually played this game. Obviously, I've done a couple of test games just to get back into it, but I am quite rusty. So we're going to be starting off with a simple, easy to start off with map, and then hopefully we can work our way up as we go along. So I've already set us up with a basic game, so it's not saved my details though, so 1 second. It was, where was it? Here it is. So I've put it to Warlord, which is obviously easy, because, well, I'm very rusty. I've put us on the Ring map type. I used to love this map type. It was more of like a strategic sort of map approach. So essentially it's a big lake, like a big ocean in the middle, and then you have land that surrounds it. Obviously, I'm going to be taking England because I do love to use naval units in this game. At least I used to when I used to play this game a long time ago. So we actually have some unique units. We have the Longbowman, we have the Ship of the Line, and the Longbowman is essentially our crossbowmen, because obviously the British were, well, us British I should say, were known for our Longbowmen. And then the Ship of the Line is essentially a better frigate. So we at least have something in that regard. Now, in the advanced setup, we can obviously change a few things if we want to. I don't think we really need to. Like, we could put in random some civilizations that we want to particularly face. But I'd rather leave it to chance, and then obviously we can go from there. But let's get started.
Praises upon Her Serene Highness, Queen Elizabeth Gloriana. You...
Okay, so we've got a ruins discovered already, so that's quite a good start. So I'm going to start by moving my warriors. So let's have a quick look. So that is a grassland hill. I don't think that's connected to the main course though. So we actually are in a pretty good starting location. We've got the cover from the right hand side for strategic materials. We could obviously put a mine and things like that up here. We've got wine here, which we'll need calendar for, and then wheat, which gives us bonus food. So I actually think this is a good spot to get us going. So now we can select a research project. So ideally I want to go for like a military sort of win. But to start off with, looking at our strategic location, it's probably going to be best if we go for pottery. Because obviously we're on the coast, we've got access to whales, we've got access to fish. As for our first production, we'll set it to a scout. And obviously our warrior can then head up here. So if I had to guess, I would guess London's going to be in a pretty good spot for now. Ooh, we got spearmen. Nice. That's already off to a good start. So I suspect that the ring is going to be like round here. But obviously as we go along, we'll have a look around us. There's some gems. That's going to be pretty useful. So we can send the spearmen one way and then send the scouts a different way. That's how we're going to do this. So there's our scout. So scouts, from what memory serves anyway, they have what is essentially a 2 movement across any terrain. So they're very useful for getting your bearings. And obviously our spearmen are also very good for getting our bearings. Obviously hills and stuff like that provide strategic resources in their own way. There's another ruins. We can come back to that. But obviously we need to try and locate where we are exactly. Because what I want to know is our spot going to be affected? Can we potentially get ships from here and sail them round, or we're going to have to do it a different way? There's pottery, so that's pretty useful. I'm not going to bum rush sailing. I'm going to go straight for archery. And there's the Indians with Mr. Gandhi. Let's hope he doesn't get any nukes. If you know, you know. And we've got 20 culture, so that's going to let us get a culture-related thing. So India is well known in the Civilization series for one simple reason. They kind of like using nukes. So there's an old bug that happened with the Indians in the previous games, where essentially he would have really low base aggression, and then you would have it so that he gets nukes and stuff like that. Okay, looking at it, it looks like our ships are still going to be able to get through once we get there. Now, we can build a settler, but I'm going to start on a worker. So I've got some spices, bananas, things like that. So we can at least use our ships once we eventually start building a navy. So that is going to be pretty useful for later. At least now we know that. So we're going to send the scout to auto-track over to here. And now we've got another policy. So we'll take a settler. So we can go up here like so. As for our settler, we've had a brief look around and like what would be a good strategic start. So what I'm thinking is actually, because there's this spot over here, we could put it on top of the gems, like there. I think that's going to be a good strategic start, because then we can connect them via a road and we can get trade and stuff like that going. So there's India's borders. We don't have writing, so we can't get open borders. Let's go for mining next. I have a feeling he's going to be sat here on the coast, which is fine, but, you know. Okay, that's still a pretty good spot regardless. We're going to have to go around the Indian city, though. Oh, it is Genghis Khan. I did not want to have Genghis Khan on this island, but, well, that's going to be pretty annoying. Genghis Khan is more of a military-focused opponent. Wait, what? How did they get the civilian? Oh, it's Mr. Rashid, okay. How did they get the civilian? They shouldn't have been able to... Oh, wait, it's because it's a Little Grand and then into there. Right, we need to go and get those guys back. We can't order anything for now. So we need to change production. Where's our scout? Let's send the scout back here, because we're going to need to deal with that. That is quite annoying, to say the least, but hopefully we should be okay. Let's start sending the spearmen back as well. Obviously, we're not going to focus too much on military, but we need to get our settler back. That's quite annoying that that happened. London's grown, so that's good. Yeah, that's very annoying, because obviously they're going to be back in that encampment now. Which could be a problem for us. Oh, and looks like our scouts are under attack. Now, normally, scouts don't do a lot on their own, but they do at least have some strategic protection. Because we had the forest to protect our soldiers there. And there's mining. That's going to be pretty useful. So, we will get into sailing now. I must admit, I'm a bit annoyed that that happened, but to be honest, that was me forgetting that they could do that. So let's see if we can rescue our settler. We'll call the units back. I'm hoping that these guys ain't nicked it, the Indians. Kind of hoping for that, but we'll soon find out. No, there's a lot of enemy troops there, though. We will have a warrior ready, but obviously we are going to need to deal with these barbarians. So we should be okay here with this scout. Okay, world's busiest people. There's someone already with 12 production. That's quite concerning. We could go for that with a granary, because obviously we do have the wheat there. But for now, I'm just going to put my time into that. We can get the free worker off of the... yeah, I know how that works. Don't worry. Then again, I can fall in back for now. We can always recover the settler later. This has delayed us a little bit, but I'm not too worried. So let's move you there. Move the warriors there. Fortify. In fact, no. We need to move you one square and then fortify. Because they could attack the scout and kill him. And, well, we don't want that. So now, we can use our spearmen to attack, but they are on a hill. And they are... In fact, no, that's the wrong one. We want to fortify. We could use the warriors to attack here, which I think will be correct. But I could just let the Mongolians deal with them. I'm probably going to do that. See, annoyingly, they are in a really good spot. So we can take citizenship now and get ourselves a free worker. Get them over to here, and then we can start getting calendar later down the line. And potentially go from there. We're going to need archers to clear out these guys. So we're already a bit behind in our strategy, but that's okay. It's not a huge deal. We don't have to worry. So we'll quickly fortify. And we'll construct a farm on there. The world can be cruel. They suspect we might be a threat to them. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get the Indians on our side, I guess. I don't really want to deal with an angry Gandhi, I'll be honest. There's sailing, so that gets us that. We can go for calendar next, or bronze working, which leads to iron, and then iron will show up on the map. Optics would be useful, but I don't think we need that now. I'm going to go for animal husbandry, because obviously I did spot some horses, I think it was. Oh no, it was cows. So that's not going to be too much of a concern. Looks like the barbarians are preparing to attack as well, so we need to start getting them ready. We can also start building our navy with a trireme. So we can use you to soften them up. We can then move the warriors one square and then fortify. We can then use the rangers, or the archers, I just said rangers then, and take out those barbarians. We need to start dealing with them quickly because they are going to have reinforcements, and that's going to be a problem. So that's that done. We can use, well, we can get calendar after animal husbandry, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to put them to work on clearing this forest. We don't need this forest because we have the cover of this hill. Okay, Arabian warriors have arrived on station, so that's good. So I can move them one square, take out, well, try and take out these guys. I can put the scouts up on here and fortify. So you guys can deal with them. That's them dealt with. So now I'm going to put the archers up here, so then they can start softening them up. Because with them having our settler, we have been a bit behind in what we need to do. So we will do survivalism, so they get a heal each time they're outside of friendly territory. Good hits. Stalemate, not worth doing it yet. So let's go for calendar. How about you guys? We're almost there, unable to get our settler back. There's our trireme, so we can start sending this round to start doing its thing. So that's good. So range attack. Nice. And then we can take our settler back for good. Get him, lads. Good job, lads. Well done. We got our settler back. So now that that forest is clear, we can obviously... oh, these are the horses I spotted. So we can potentially get these horses going soon. This is where our border's going to expand anyway. We can get them working on a farm regardless. As for production, we could get Great Lighthouse and get a free lighthouse in the city. And it gives a big buff to our naval units. But it does take a while, so I don't think it's worth it. What I will do, though, is I will start on a workboat. So now we can get to settling our city. So there's actually a good few spots for a city around here, but I think going on this land here, or maybe here, would probably be better. I think if we move one square, fortify you guys, and then pass the turn, I think this is a better spot. Yes, we're going to have to take longer to get our things going, but I'm not hugely worried about that. Oh, that's useful to find. They will attack our ship, though, so that's the problem. But we can attack them, is the important thing. So now we can settle York. Because, again, this is a really good strategic position for a city. As for production, we might as well start with a monument. I don't need to grow the army too much now. So I'm going to head these guys back. I'm going to send you guys over this way. The ship can start... In fact, I can send the warriors here to start dealing with this. So yeah, let's do it. We'll get the triremes starting to engage them. They are fortified, but that could be dealt with later. They don't seem to be attacking my ship, though, which is good. So let's see what happens. Next turn. So far, so good. We've been doing pretty alright here. So, we're not far from the next culture, which is pretty good as well. And then Trireme can do another ranged attack. They're not doing a lot of damage, but they are a fresh ship, to be fair. So the Spearmen, where can we send them? I think we can just garrison them in York for now. Increase the defences. So then we'll do that. Attack you. As for you, we can get you on a pasture, because we need them horses for later. We'll need these guys for horsemen and things like that. So we can do you. And get rid of that campman, lads. There we go. That's that one cleared. So now I can start sending the troops back to York. The workboat's almost completed as well, so that's good. So now, with our trireme being usable, we can start sending that back over. We could use it as a scout as well. So I think the next thing we want is probably writing. Writing's pretty useful because obviously we get the library and the Great Library. Other things, we could go for wheel. Wheel's pretty useful. Same with bronze working. So then we can start building the thingamabobs. Could also go for masonry because we could go for the pyramids and start expanding our, shall we say, shenanigans. Wheel's also pretty good for expanding roads, so I think we're going to go for wheel. So that'll be the workboat completed. I know what a workboat does, love. That's kind of why I built it. So a workboat will now start fishing for the city, which will increase our production rate. So, let's see. I think we just go for another settler. We don't need to expand the military right now. The only threat to me would probably be Arabia. And I'm not too worried about Arabia. Although, in the last playthrough I did, when I last played Civ 5, they were very aggressive. Oh, it is Mr. Caesar.
Augustus sum imperator et pontifex maximus Romae. Romae amicus es gratus.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Caesar, but I don't believe you're friendly. You are well known for your shenanigans. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Alright, so we can continue sending the boat this way. And we can continue sending these guys. Ooh, they have a galley. Okay, that's something to be concerned of. My only concern now is, of course... Oh. Okay, that's not my troops. Not bothered. My only concern now, there's Genghis Khan's lot, is can this trireme actually get around the map? Like, can it go into the main part here? That's my major concern. So you can continue to fortify as well. So far, so good. I'm not too worried about the galley there. That's not really a threat. Pointiest sticks. Gandhi's got the biggest military, which I find funny. Genghis Khan's near the bottom, which is also quite funny. So, we can start getting ourselves some boosts in this regard. We can also go for legalism. That would be pretty nice. Like, obviously, we've already gotten 2 monuments built, which is fine. Otherwise, I think we go for this sort of approach, go for the honor. And we get at least a bonus against barbarians, which there's clearly a lot of them. I'm just concerned now that this trireme will not be usable where I think it will be. So as for our next technology, let's go for bronze working. And then you can get started on that plantation, please. Oh, and our ship's under attack. And looks like our scouts are as well. Oh. They're inside London. Okay. Don't you dare be sabotaging my shit. Get out of there. Alright, we'll send these guys to intercept. Alright, let's move these guys back. Maybe we can get Genghis Khan to be friendly. I don't know. Okay, that's a good hit. So that's good so far. I'm worried now that this trireme is going to be in a really bad position to actually do anything. Ooh, our ship's taking a beating. Get away from my workers. As for you, get out my waves. This is my water. Alright. Next we want you to go there. And you can finish off that one archer. Bloody archers. I'm sick of them. In that case then, I think we need to look at potentially setting up shop right here, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a spearman and I'm going to send the warriors to go and clear out that encampment. Genghis Khan has entered the classical era. York can fire on an enemy, that's always useful. So let's see if my theory is correct. That horse has a really weird looking eye. Okay, Alexander of Greece, not worried about him at all. Old Faithful, that's also fine. I'm just concerned about the ship situation. Because if this trireme is stuck down here, at least I've learnt it early and not invested too many resources. So, next... Do we need to send the archers? I don't think so. You guys take them out. Nice. We will just garrison you in the city. For now. You've gained a promotion. We can have you get shock. Okay, so, given we know what we know now, we can just start putting production into military units down here. As for you, let's put you as a thingamabob. So yeah, we need to use these guys to clear out this encampment, and then we can potentially set up shop over here. I need to start moving around here, though. Yeah, I think my theory is correct. I think we can't get this ship out of anywhere, so I could always scrap that ship and just, you know... I could always do something in that regard. I have an idea what I'm going to do with this worker next turn. I have an idea. But I'll see what happens with the trireme first. So let's go to our trireme. I don't know, that looks like a curve. We could be okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start building a road and then we can connect our cities up. So we need to clear this encampment soon. Fortify you. And I can hopefully get around down there. Bronze working, excellent. We will go for writing now, because we could potentially get an open borders treaty. There's the Greeks. I think we might be okay, because our trireme is able to get around. We might be okay, folks. So where I'm thinking of putting this city is I'm thinking of putting it right here. Because then not only do we block a good chunk of the map, we also can start putting other cities elsewhere as well. This could be okay for us. So we will fortify you. Do that. Trireme can continue to look round. Yeah, I think the main centre where we want to be is, as I say, we're not going to be able to have the ships in the lower part. We have to put them in the middle, which is why I'm going to put this city on the coast where it will be. That's an encampment. That could be an issue. There's Rome. And they've blocked the coastal access. Not a big deal, but we can deal with that. So, continues constructing a road. Looking good so far for us, though. I don't like the fact that the Indians are following us, but it's fine. We need to fall these guys back, because they are under attack. Whereabouts is it? It's there. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I think we position ourselves here. As for our ship, can it get around? Oh, it can. So the ship's on a merry adventure for this episode, it looks like. Oh, they have a ship. That's a problem. Not a problem, though. We'll deal with that. Enemy is near. Okay, they're looking to sabotage our ship. That could be an issue. Let's head the scouts back. It's going to take them a while to get back, but I can do the same with the ship. The ship can make its way back. So let's do that. As for this, we can now settle our city, which is Nottingham. The best city in the UK. It's not. I should know, I live in it. So the only issue here is, of course, we have this forest blocking our sightline to this ranged attack, but it's not that big of a deal. We can move them one square. As for Nottingham, what do we want them to produce? Because of the coastal aspect, and obviously we've worked that out over time, we could start getting them going on like barracks and all this jazz. I think for now, though, we just put them into a spearman. They will gain more production as we get workers down here. Being on such good terms. Well, that's alright then. It looks like they're under attack. These barbarian archers. Whose troops are they? I want to hire some. That's fine. I'm not worried at all by these enemies here. Oh, they've ransacked the bloody thingy. Right, okay, we will deal with you. Chariot archers, you know what to do. They've ransacked the thingamabob, and that's going to be a problem. So we'll use you. Finish you off. Nice, campment cleared. And then we'll put these guys a bit further in. So, they can move 2 squares across. The worker is safe. So we'll continue to build a road. As for London, we could build Colossus. We could also do Lighthouse, which I think is fine. It's just it takes a while. We've got wheat there, so we could do that. Bananas aren't relevant here. Let's just get a worker going for this. Because these guys can be dealt with. We're not too worried about them. The ship's opening fire, so that's fine.
He who destroys a...
That's writing done. That's fine. Next we will do... What do we want? We could go for masonry, actually, and then that means we can build something else. I really wish you'd stop breaking my shit. Not to worry, not to worry. So we'll send these guys in to deal with them. And the archers can now start attacking this stupid ship. Where's our trireme, actually? The trireme's making its own way back. Good. You guys can get drill, because you can potentially be upgraded. And there we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with open borders, not a problem about that. And to conclude this episode, we sink this stupid ship. Don't ask me how a bunch of arrows can sink a ship that easily, but, well, I don't make the rules. So, one thing I forgot to do is we can change ourselves to, be not working on workers. So, I'm going to build another spearman. As for the chariot archer, we don't need this guy anywhere, so you can just garrison. And you can fortify. So we'll conclude the turn there, and I think that will do it for this episode. Obviously, it's been a little bit longer than what I thought it would have been. But, yeah, we've done pretty alright so far. We've learned at least that the inland part of the map is where we want to focus. We can obviously start developing cities as we go along. But yeah, at least we can start building up our military and building up what we've got. So we can at least get that going, at the very least. Have you done your road? Yes, you have. So you can go there and start there. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully we can continue on and hopefully grow. And maybe deal with Genghis Khan, because he's going to be the problem child of this match, or this game, I can tell you that much. But yeah, let's see what we can do in the next episode, and I'll see you next time.